Welcome to Coily Crowns. I'm Ashante.
And I'm Lori, and welcome to our Queendom.
Welcome. On today's episode, we'll be recapping the latest episode of Married at First Sight.
Mm.
But before we get started, be sure to like, subscribe, and share our videos. Go back and watch the last episodes of the recap. Listen, I'm already tongue-tied because it's just, I'm exhausted. This is episode 6, and I mean, just so much that we've experienced in watching this show and these couples. I'm just exhausted. But yes, go back, catch up with us, watch the old videos so that you can join the conversation, because we know word is getting out about a certain couple on the show. So if you need to catch up, we're there for you.
And before you move on, the last episode we titled "Where Are the Experts?" The same applies.
I was about to say this is part 2.
Part 2. Where are they? Why haven't they called Paige? Why haven't the producers gotten them involved? Nothing.
We've seen the producers more than we've seen the experts.
That is true.
And the producers are usually the ones behind the scenes that you don't ever see.
That is true. And I'm like, how are you going to go on this whole apology tour talking about we didn't know that Chris was like this. This is not the Chris we met, blah, 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 blah. Where are y'all? Y'all supposed to be there for them. These people don't know how it is to be married.
Right.
Some people, we'll get to that. But I mean, where are y'all? This is why I'm blaming them. And I know everybody's blaming them. Like, how could you let this happen? How could you put Chris on this show? I understand they can't catch everything.
Right.
And I feel like Chris pulled the wool over people's eyes because I think he wanted to be on this show. I don't know if it was to get back at his ex. I don't know if it's just to be on TV, but that is possible. Mm-hmm. And something Pastor Cal said recently about, if you're going to blame us for putting Chris and Paige together, where are you also going to be? Are you going to blame us for putting other couples that actually stayed together?
Successful, right?
Together too. Like there's going to be some margin of error there. I understand that. But the fact that y'all have not shown up for this girl.
They're not supported her.
Every day she going through something. Every day. And y'all not there. The producers don't call the experts. Nobody say, hey, Mayday. This girl's going down in a ball of flames. Hello. So just wanted to say that before we get all up in the episode, because they not on this episode either.
No.
That's it.
So let's see. This episode is towards the end of the honeymoon. They're still in Las Vegas doing their last couple of days. Mm-hmm. Last week, they had their encounter where the news came out that Chris got the ex-fiance pregnant, and there was some hostility between Virginia and Eric and Chris. And that continues on this episode. Mm-hmm. And I don't know where to start.
Well, let's start where the show started. The show started with, from what I remember, Clara and Ryan. Okay. So they started with them, and they keep harping on this whole him never saying the L word before. Oh, mm-hmm. Always in love with everybody. I don't know how that's possible, and you not with nobody. But okay, so like that, they're trying to make this a huge deal. That's going to be their issue that they're going to follow the whole show, right? Mm-hmm. And so what I thought was interesting is after they come together, she brings up later that, oh, he's so perfect, he's like everything I ever wanted, blah 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 blah, and then but he's never said the L word, so that's bothering me. And I'm like, then he's not perfect, sis. What are you talking about? No, I don't understand. What? So I think she's up in the clouds, and he's a little bit cautious. He's like moving forward. He likes her, but he's not ready to jump in the lake with her yet. He's trying to figure her out,
Right. So it's understandable. Again, this is day 5 maybe of being married. So mm-hmm. that's understandable. Yeah. Actually, I have nothing written down about Clara and Ryan. Is that
nothing? What about later on when they talk about Ryan? Clara says, oh, Ryan has asked me to keep our sex life private, so I'm not saying anything, but we have been physical.
So I didn't write it down, but I was like, okay, I respect that they want to be quiet, but of course that's only going to last for so long. And I guess for her, she's thinking she's selling the camera. So by the time this airs, everybody will probably know by then.
Oh, is that what it was? Because I was like, you're telling us. What are you
That's
talking
what
about?
that's how I took it. I feel like it was more if he didn't want her to tell the other
The girls.
couples.
Oh, okay. Got it.
But
Got it.
at some point on TV, it's going to come out. So I think
Okay.
she was like, I'll tell the cameras this won't air until months later. It'll be too late then.
Okay.
That's
Okay, I get you. Because I was just like, but she told us. But she didn't tell the people. She told like in her confessional. Okay.
right.
Makes sense. That's all I got written down from them.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
we'll talk about the big end piece and how they were involved, but
Right.
that's all I got for the beginning. The next couple looks like they keep doing these huge montages about what happened last week, but basically Virginia crying by the pool, they didn't show it all last week. After I guess they had the conversation about no guy friends,
Oh, yeah. They
they
did
did
like a
like a
flashback.
flashback
Mm-hmm.
of her and Clara talking, and I was just like, oh, why are y'all showing this now? I'm confused. So I guess that's a big deal to her, and the dichotomy between Virginia saying, no, we got issues, and Eric saying, we don't have no issues. Everything's all great. This is great. Like, I love this girl. I'm not love, but I really like this girl. We're in sync. And she's like, no, absolutely not. Like, dang, how can two people be in a relationship? Totally different perspective of how things are
Opposite.
going.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. So I thought that
Which
was
I actually thought was interesting because I don't know. I guess initially for a few weeks last week when he was like, either you gonna accept my schedule and this or this not gonna work, that he would be the one saying we have issues or whatever. But it
but
was
he's
really
not looking at it as an issue. He's looking at it like I said what I said. And
that's
she's
it.
usually quiet after that. It's not like she keeps pushing. She's just like, mm. So she's internalizing, like, is this what? Okay, I don't know if this gonna work for me. Because she's trying to talk, and he's just like, I don't really care about what you're talking about.
Oh,
This for me and my wife. You're gonna have to
yeah,
accept
my
my
mouth.
schedule. You're gonna have to have my baby, and you're gonna have to make sure that you don't be having no guy friends. Period.
Deal with it. Yeah.
And then he's done. The conversation is over. Everything is all great. Moving on. And she's just like, what was that?
Skirt.
Let me drink something and then I'll come back and talk to you.
There you go. The drinking, which was my first note because when they do show Virginia and Eric, she wakes up talking about drinking. This poor girl. I'm just saying, the whole image of her is that she is a alcoholic, a drunk, and gets called out later in the show by someone about that.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, it's what they show us supports that. I don't get it. I don't know how she functioning. But
Yeah.
I started laughing. So they had a group activity with the girls and they were learning how to make a cocktail and the drink spilled. I said, "Oop, that's a sign. That's God trying to tell the girl, slow down."
She
All
already
this
drunk.
drinking.
She was just like, what now? Huh? Can we drink it yet? Okay. Oh, girl.
So my notes are kind of all over the place. So I'll probably just I'm gonna let you lead and I'll just chime in as I can.
So yeah, you mentioned the girls had their activity, they had a bartending class, and then the guys had their activity, they had a craps lesson. And then after each of those activities, they sat down and kind of talked through how everybody's relationship was going. I'm gonna go to the guys. Eric, you okay?
Eric
Is you all
was
right?
high. He was hammered. That's when we got to one of our viewers. But he looked like he was high or both.
I mean,
Probably
he
both.
was sleep talking, and I was just like, "Are you, huh?" And everybody looking around like, "Okay, all right." And then he really trying to have a serious conversation
Right?
while just intoxicated on something, and he didn't even realize it. I'm like, okay, interesting. I don't know. and he was asking other people's questions, and everybody was just like, all right. They just looked like they were ready for that whole thing to be over. Like, okay, we
Yeah,
gotta
it
talk
seems
about
like
this.
they were really enjoying themselves.
Okay, yeah, all right. So that's all I have for that.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Next up.
Oh, wait. Sorry, one more thing.
Okay.
Talk about Eric. Eric said in the confessional, I don't know. I think maybe it was based on what Chris was saying because they have this tension thing that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the confessional, he was like, oh, you know, Chris needs to man up and blah, blah. Like they had this whole tiff about Chris manning up. And Chris is like, I am manning up. That's why I told her. He's like, no, you need to take care of her. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up with your drunk behind, first of all. And then in the confessional, he's like, yeah, he doesn't understand what it takes in a marriage. I've been married before, so I know what it takes. Sir, which one is it? Have you been married before for 6 years?
Mm.
Or was it a fake marriage that you said you just signed some papers so that
That's
the
what I
person
said.
because I knew that was foolishness. He was married to a person that he was actually living with. So don't try to come on this show talking about, oh, that wasn't a big deal. And you've been married for 6 years.
Yeah, exactly what I said when he made that comment. I was like, but wait a minute. On the first episode, weren't you saying like it was basically like a paper marriage? Like it wasn't really, but now you know what it takes to have a whole marriage.
Right. I was like, what? So, I mean, there's a difference. Maybe he was saying we didn't have a wedding, but you were married. It wasn't just signing a paper. She was living on base with you.
Right.
So I don't understand. I'm just confused about what his brain is telling him. So now he expert on marriage. That was a paper marriage. So he's an expert on a paper marriage and trying to tell Chris what he need to do. So
yeah, I could totally feel how Chris could feel about him keep saying man up, man up, man
over
up.
and over again.
I was like, shut up, be quiet. Why you keep talking about man up? Now, Chris was talking about I did man up. I did tell her that.
Just talking foolishness. He was talking foolishness.
Sir.
But you can't just say man up. What do you mean by man up? What else are you, what is your advice in a situation like this? You saying man up 20 times don't mean nothing to you. So if you were like, you know, you need to show her appreciation, you need to make sure that she's okay, you need to make, you know, it's still prying, but at least you're saying something. Saying man up is like, what, sir? Go back to your bottle. Thank you. Anyway, so then we go to Haley, well, really Jacob, because we're still with the guys. So we go to Jacob and we find out Jacob and Haley hunched. I was like,
they got it in.
Everybody hunching but Virginia and Eric. What is going on?
And that was the couple you said was gonna happen first.
My prediction just went down the toilet. I was like, unless they lying, I cannot believe they haven't hunched yet. What's going on? Eric's like, we just haven't decided to do it because we like each other so much. But
yeah, I'm not too sure about that one because it also makes me think of a previous episode where there was a couple who was denying they had anything, and they had
Luke?
they were the Philly couple, the one he was. Okay, I can remember his name.
Luke previous to this season was.
Yeah, I want to say he's on that scale, right, of being one of the worst.
He was the worst. Chris has replaced him as the worst, so he's right above. Luke is right there. Chris is down here. That's where we go.
Yes. So he had a whole thing where he didn't want nobody to know that him and the wife had sex, and was just flat out lying to the experts, to everybody, that they hadn't done anything. So I don't know. I think Virginia and Eric may have had something too. They just may be trying to keep it private.
I'd be shocked.
I don't know why you're hiding. Why are you lying? That's the part I guess I don't get.
Yeah, so I just wanted to mention that Jacob was hunching Haley, and I was just like, wow.
But
I know.
Haley, can we transition to Haley while we're here? Because Haley is not feeling this dude at all.
She is not, and she just don't want to say it.
I mean, she basically was like, why not? I'm married. That was why she had sex with him. Not like, oh, I'm attracted and I like my husband. None of that. It was just, I'm drunk. I needed some. I ain't had nothing in a while. That's the vibes I was getting.
And now she having a panic attack because she don't like him.
No. What's your name? Steak and eggs. Steak and eggs looks like they're gonna be going together too much longer.
No.
So then while we're still here, let's jump to kind of towards the end of the episode, because Haley said that they were having a girls' night out. And so she was going out with the other wives.
Tay.
Jacob is like, okay. But he leaves to go downstairs and have a drink and sees Haley drinking with the other couples.
Everybody else.
Except him.
I felt horrible for him.
And did he say they all try to get up and hide? Or
yes, they all ran because she
ran.
probably told him. She probably told them, she probably told them the real. Because there was no cameras there. Nobody captured this. He was just recounting what happened. And so she was just probably like, nah, this ain't it. But then I would feel horrible.
Right?
Horrible that they all, maybe they all didn't do this on purpose, but maybe they text her like, hey guys, you come down, we're going to have drinks or whatever. And then she just didn't tell him, like, I don't feel like dealing with this dude. Why?
But still, that
is it that bad?
I think for Jacob, that was the real, like, okay, this ain't going. This ain't going right. This ain't going.
You're not even trying. If you're saying, okay, I'm trying for 3 days, then what's the problem with hanging out with him
in a group setting like that?
Yeah, I mean, I get maybe you want to have your own me time because her family did say when she wants to have her me time, give her me time. But that's not me time. It's just like, oh my God, that was messed up. I didn't like that at all. I feel bad for him.
So yeah, so we'll see what happens with them next week.
Wow. Okay. What about Brianna and Champagne Vinny?
Still cute. They did finally have a little tiff that they showed us to, they got to give us something right to show it's not all just perfect. Yeah. But it's still something that they can work through. So I'm not like concerned about it or anything.
She need to calm down a little bit. I have that same kind of personality. I could be a little bit bossy. So sometimes you're not gonna let go control when this is her whole life. She's probably been like this all the time. So she has an independent spirit and she's used to doing for herself. So to relinquish control to somebody you don't even know can handle you, it's gonna take something. So he's gonna have to be assertive by doing stuff like this. Basically just pulling, what do you call that? I don't know. I forgot what they call it. No. I was gonna say pulling you to the table, pulling you to the carpet, something like that. But you just gonna have to tell you like, hey, this is how I feel. This is when you did this. I don't like this. I feel disrespected or whatever. And not in a mean, aggressive way, but I'm being honest with you. So you're gonna have to listen to that and figure out how you're gonna be in a relationship with this person. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I was glad that he
still knew, right? Exactly. They still got to get to know each other and work that out. And he also kind of have to prove himself that she can trust him and be, like you said, relinquish some of that and step back and say, okay, my husband, I'm going to let him take control and handle this. Now, part of the bossiness, I guess, that they were talking about was they were getting ready to go somewhere and he was on the phone, and it does naturally usually take men less time to get ready than a woman. And she was just kind of more upset that he was on the phone and not getting dressed when they had to be out the house or the hotel in like 5 or 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. To me, Brianna, just chill. If he can do it, let him do it. And again, you still get to know each other. So give him that little grace and see if he can put himself together in those 5 minutes, because he probably can and be done with it. But it just wasn't on her timetable. And
I
that's
feel
what
her. I'm a time person. I be driving crazy. Oh, we got 5 minutes. I don't see you doing nothing. And then I'll be mad that I tell you, okay, why are you not getting ready? And then you get ready before me. And I'm the one that I'll be so mad. I'll be like, slow down. Like, you wanted me to
really.
get so, but that's something you learn, like you said, over time you start getting, you understand, the needs of the other person, you understand their ticks, their likes, their dislikes, and you figure out how to move forward. I don't think this is detrimental, but I did appreciate that he was able, because this is your love state. It's like, oh, everything is blissful. You don't want to say anything to piss somebody off. You don't want to push them too hard.
Right.
I was glad he was just like, yo, no.
I don't like when you did this, this, or that. Yeah.
And he didn't do it on camera.
I was just about to say, and they did it off camera so they really can have their own moment. And then they end up talking about it on camera.
Yeah, but that was, everything is settled then. But
right.
They hashed it out while there was no cameras. It was between the two of them. There was no disrespect shown. Nothing like, oh my God, I put all your business out on the street. They're learning each other, and I'm glad that they respect each other in that way too.
Yes, so, I agree.
You're cute and cute. I like them.
Yeah.
Trying to think if I have anything else for them. No, I got other stuff to talk to them about with this dinner scene. So I'm trying to save stuff for the dinner scene.
I know.
So yeah, that was it. But I do love the little air flyer thing. We did that.
Oh, he had indoor skydiving.
That was so fun. I'm not jumping out nobody's plane. So that's the highest I want to go. Oh yeah.
That was fun though. Okay, so let's see. How are we gonna handle the next? So of course the next couple is Chris and Paige. This is kind of going to go back and forth between a few scenes, because we had the girls at their time together, right? And then the guys. Then there was this ATV trip or outing that they did, and then there's this dinner. So we're kind of going to be going back and forth probably and talking about all of it. So hopefully we're coherent and identify when things take place. But
we just gonna be talking, y'all.
Yeah.
Just go along for the ride, because that's what we did.
So my first comment here is, as we talked at the beginning, where are the experts? They still have not appeared, right? But what they do have is, like every episode, they'll have snippets of the experts talking. And Pastor Cal comes on and he was like, it's not unusual that a marriage has a few bumps in the road. And I said, few bumps?
Bumps.
Pastor Cal? And they're talking about Paige and Chris at this point.
No.
These ain't just a few bumps here.
He wasn't talking. That was a general statement, because this ain't no dang bump. This is like falling off the cliff and surviving that cliff, and then having to crawl out of the fiery car, trying to crawl up before it explodes. This is what this is, without any rescue in sight. That's what that is. No helicopters, no EMT, no nothing. This is
somebody on the side saying, "Man up, man up." Oh my gosh. I was just like, this is not a few bumps, Pastor Cal. This is not a few bumps. Which then leads me to the girls, and they're together talking about their relationship. And poor Paige is just sitting there. She has almost nothing to contribute to the conversation because
ain't nothing good going on.
Exactly. Ain't nothing positive that she really could say to add to the conversation about her and Chris, because from 5 minutes after the wedding, things have just started to just continue to go downhill.
Every day. Can you imagine dealing with this stuff every day? I don't think they had not one good day. There's something every single day. How do you not have a redeeming quality anywhere?
Ooh. I again, Paige, I'm sorry, girl. I'm so sorry they put you through all this. But you still got to take some responsibility for yourself, because you should have.
We gonna talk about Paige.
You had some moments you could have escaped, and you had a toe, you had a foot out the door, but somehow you end up right back in that room.
I put, why is she still going on with this? That was my first note. And then Chris is a fraud. And I feel like it's gonna come out that he's a fraud. I think everything he does is for show. I don't believe anything that he has to say anymore. But we'll get to why specifically I did that. Let's talk about this ATV ride. Oh my God. They go out and ride these ATVs out in the desert, which is something that is on my bucket list, by the way. So I was going to suggest that last time we went out to Vegas. However, I was with child. I couldn't do that. But that is something that's on my bucket list. So this was supposed to be fun. I was like, where is cute? Where is steak and eggs? What? I guess you can opt in, opt out. I don't know, but they were all missing. So they go on this ATV ride. Looks like they had a blast, and then they stop. And Virginia and Clara are having a discussion with Chris about Paige.
I'm like, how did that just happen? How
I don't know.
Y'all just end up just chatting?
It didn't even seem natural. It looked like everybody else was standing off on the side.
I'm like, did the producer say, here, come stand here, talk?
They must have, because it just didn't look comfortable. It didn't look natural. Chris looked like he was like pacing. And then Virginia and Clara was just going in and how, he's supposed to be. I don't know. I don't even know everything that was said. I just know it was a lot of conversation. He was just like, basically, mind your business. Stay out of my business. I didn't appreciate your comments. And Clara was just like, and then she kind of quiet down, and Virginia was like, nah, okay, blah, blah, blah. This is my best friend. Don't mess with my best friend, right? And then Eric comes over there, which I kind of appreciated. I don't think it makes sense that Chris is talking to two women, and I forgot his name. I always forget his name. Ryan and Eric are just sitting in the side and not intervening at all. Right. Even if you don't come in and say nothing, just come and stand there or say, hey, this is not really going anywhere. Let's go eat, drink water. Let's get back in the bus. Let's go home. To calm it down. Like, you see, nothing's happening here. Right? What did you think about that little conversation?
Yeah, like I said, I was like, why are the three of them just talking like that? Where are the husbands? It just really seemed unnatural. Like you said, it seems set up. Like the producers were probably like, here, we want the three of you to talk and see where it goes. Because we already know from the previous night, that they already were very vocal on the situation. And I actually respect Chris and saying, listen, mind your business. He already asked him that the night before. Right. And although it is all of our business now, but I can still understand, it's something you need to work out with your wife. Right. You need to communicate with your wife.
According to him.
But so have all of them in the business, and then them to can repeatedly say, we're just trying to look out for Paige and blah, blah, blah. Well, why are you having that conversation with him? Like, be supportive of her. Right. Go to her. And yes, like you said, Clara, she kind of calmed down, but Virginia, she just kind of her mouth just kept going.
And then he came in there with this foolishness too. Like, sir, just walk away. Just be like, this is pointless. What are we even talking about? We talking about your business? Like, it doesn't even matter. Just walk away. So then they cut that out, go over to Paige, and like, Paige, are you okay? You all right? You need anything? And then just having a conversation. She's probably over there embarrassed as heck. Right? Okay. And then he come over, don't talk to my wife. This is my effing wife. Don't talk to her like that. You don't even know her. You not no friends.
Go sit down.
He's like, y'all not friends with her. So why are you talking to her? And I'm like, how you gonna buck up and not have people talk to a person that you met 5 days ago? Shut up. Okay. That's number one. And they going back and forth, and they're just like, she's just, I'm sorry, guys. Let's just
Yeah,
go.
I wrote that. I'm like, why is she apologizing for this man?
It's all right. Don't worry. It's fine. Let's just go in the van. You know, it's fine. That's
So
her
that
coping mechanism. I don't know. I
yeah,
don't
I'm
know.
like, why is she apologizing for this man?
Because she keeps doing it. She keeps apologizing for him. So they go in the van.
Ugh.
Ashante. What the
Why?
hell? He
Why?
turned into what I thought he was, a big baby,
Yeah.
and went all the way back home. Who knows how long that trip is? Because they had to go out in the desert. So that could have been like an hour trip
Yeah.
of foolishness. And Virginia and Eric trying to yell, Ryan and Claire in the middle, just like, what the heck
You're right.
going on? And Paige is like, please don't talk to him. It's okay.
Which,
calm down.
you notice, Paige is all the way in the back. He sits in the row in front. They're not even sitting together. So you know he purposely planned to sit there to be right in their face, but to be right there to be yelling and to be confrontational with them.
Right.
And it's like, dude, you just said, like, leave it alone, mind your business, get back. But no, you want to be a big baby, cause a scene, get your attention, and have this uncomfortable ride back to the hotel. And Paige, like I said, she's sitting behind him, so she's kind of like trying to hug him, I get, put her arm around him to calm him down. Listen, I would have just been back here in the corner.
Right.
Like
I'm
this.
not doing that at all. I'm not doing that. Maybe because the way how my personality is, I would be fussing at him. Like, if you don't shut your beep, 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 beep,
That's all you hear.
You know that emoji with the little cuss word right here? I'll be like, if you don't be quiet, because I would be annoyed. I'm already embarrassed. Then you're gonna annoy me too? Be yelling at people the whole way? No, no, sir. No. Then, okay, so that whole thing happens. They go away. They get back and have the nerve to have a dinner that night.
Why?
That people actually showed up to, got dressed up for it. What? After that, I know we missed a scene. Maybe something happened where everybody was like, okay, we're calm now. I'm not going to dinner with you. I'm going to have room service. I'm going to find another restaurant. I'm not coming.
Yeah. Not after what we just experienced a few hours ago with you. Your craziness.
The same day. I was just like, absolutely not. So they have this dinner, and Vincent and Brianna come in looking like beautiful. They look like they was going to a ball. Ryan came in looking cute. I can't say the same about Clara. Then Haley and Jacob came in looking, normal. And then Paige and Chris coming in looking like they're going to the same ball that Brianna and Vincent going to. And so they sit at the table, and it wasn't awkward. I think they were just talking or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then Paige kind of starts with her entire speech. And Chris then follows into the speech saying a whole bunch of stuff that somebody told him to say.
It was scripted.
Heavily. He don't believe none of that stuff. Okay. So he was just saying blah, blah, blah. She was always like, oh, really? Okay. Oh, that's so cute. And so they're talking about everything. Then comes, I don't know if there's more, but I'm just trying to flow through to the action.
So he's apologizing. I think that's one thing to make sure is said. So Chris, he's apologizing to Clara and to Ryan about, him exploding and things like that. So that's part of that conversation. Okay, go ahead.
So he's apologizing, and here comes Eric and Virginia looking like they're not at the same dinner with everybody else, and always late, and sit down. And as soon as he sits down, he was like, my boy, we're going to start off like this. Don't you ever talk to my wife like that again, okay? Or else. Okay, that's disrespectful. You owe her an apology. You were rude, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. Then Ryan, with his blue suit, gonna be like, wait, you missed it. Like he apologized to the table and he was very sincere, blah 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 blah. And then Eric was like, yeah,
He was
but
already hyped up, so it
right,
wasn't no, he couldn't
yeah,
get him
but
down.
no, you owe her an apology. Then Chris was like, what? Me? I owe you an apology? And then that's how that whole situation starts. And I'm thinking in my head, so you gonna be mad because he is actually standing up for his wife, which is what you claim you were doing when you were at the ATVs, right?
Yep.
So why are you mad? If you apologize, continue your apology because he was not here to hear it. Which who needed the apology more than anyone else? I know you only want to apologize to Clara and Ryan because you feel like you don't have a problem with them. But if you're gonna apologize and it be sincere and you're a man of God, then you would apologize to them both, even if they missed it, even if they mad. Because if it was me, I would still be hot. It's the same day. Why you expect him not to be hot when you yelled at them for who knows how long in the van? What are you talking about? Why do you want to fight with this man when he's sticking up for her?
But when he wanted to fight, it was like Eric was like, you know what, we're gonna go. And then Chris going to jump up, like, what man?
Nobody wanted to fight you, Chris.
Nobody wanted to fight. He was causing that scene as normal.
He said, I'm gonna go. He was like, I'm gonna go. Since you still mad, you don't want to apologize. I came and spoke my piece. Then we're not gonna eat here. We're gonna go. What? Huh? And I'm like, Vincent, where the hell you going? Sit your cute ass down. Okay. You don't need to hold back nobody where no one's threatening him. At all. What are you pushing him back for? What are you doing? I was confused about the entire thing. I was lost.
Because I would have been like, Vincent, come, sit down. No, that's them. We're going to sit here. We just going to mind our business.
No, but Brianna got up and she was like, I don't understand. I was like, Brianna, you weren't there. So you can't say nothing about why somebody feels some kind of way. Because if somebody was yelling at you like that, you don't think Vincent would have been like, yo, don't talk to my wife. Like, who do you think you are? So you didn't see what happened. You hearing a couple things, but when you in the midst of it, you'll understand fully of why he came in there like that. So Chris, with his fake fight and then walk off, and then Paige was like, he was apologizing, he was trying, and like he didn't apologize to Eric and Virginia. So why are you mad? I don't understand. That whole fight scene, and then you saw everybody got up. Jacob was like this, like
He's just sitting at the head of the table, like,
where is my food? I want my steak and eggs. That was so funny to me because I was like, those people probably never ate. He was probably like, dang it. My food.
Oh my gosh.
Because he was hungry from the time he got there. He was just like, okay, I can't wait to eat. Don't care about nothing they talking about right now. Where is my food? Never came.
All I'm here for is some food. And everybody at the table gone except for him.
Oh my God, that was so funny. So yeah.
Okay, so that's the majority of the scenes that happen, right? But just to narrow back down to Chris and Paige and some of their conversations that we saw. So one that stuck out for me was when they were talking about getting back to Atlanta and moving in, and she was like, later. Okay,
so this is the pack-up scene, right? This is when they were packing up to go.
I can't remember which scene, if it was that or not. They were sitting on the bed, and this is when she was like, I'll bring the wedding gifts. And he was like, oh yeah. If there's money.
Earlier.
That was early, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So she was like, I'll bring the wedding gifts. And he's like, yeah, if there's money, we split it 50-50.
He is broke.
Lori, because the next thing he brings up is about how she says she makes what 1/3 of what he makes, and he had
What
to
he
correct
says
her.
he made. What
And
he
he had
says
to
he made.
correct her, talking about 1/4. You make 1/4 of what I make. I said he don't make nothing.
No.
That's why he needs 50% of the money bringing in, and he don't want to have joint counts and none of that, because that was part of the conversation as well about whether to have a joint account. He was like, no, I have my own account, you have your own account. He ain't got nothing.
He has nothing. You don't talk about splitting when you making money like that. What do you need to split? And you don't want a joint account. What we splitting? Sir, please sit down somewhere. Then she was talking about her dog, and he was all like, "Oh no, I don't know, but I don't want to do anything but play with it. And if he do anything to my shoes, then he's out of here." She was just like, "I'm about to
Listen,
be a bonus mom, and you can't even take care of my dang dog."
exactly. Like, to me, this is the point where, dude, you should be like sucking up, doing whatever you can do to try to stay in her good graces.
But
And you just
nobody coaches him. Do you understand the difference between after they get in a fight and they separate? The words that he says is totally different than in a natural conversation with her. I feel like people are coaching him to say the right things. When they have a fight, they separate, they come back together. He's like, I want to do this. I want to be this. I appreciate you here. You're so attractive to me. Blah, 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 blah. But in a normal conversation, his true colors come out of who he is, how he thinks, and what is really going on. He don't have no time to think about the good words or nice words, like put everything together. When he's actually having a conversation. When it's a speech, it's like, okay, he got all the right words, and that's when she start melting like, oh my God, look at the everyday cues. Every day. Okay? Every day.
But unfortunately, for a lot of women, we fall for it all the time.
All the time.
We fall for it all the time. It's so easier to see it when you're outside of the relationship. And we acknowledge that. We're sitting here watching TV all up in their relationship, but we can give this perspective from being an outsider. But when you are the one in the relationship, we acknowledge it's much different.
I understand. I feel like we've all gone through it for the most part. My thing is, I get it when you fall for somebody and you take a lot of licks because you're looking at the bigger picture. This girl don't even know him yet. That's what I don't understand. I can't imagine meeting somebody Monday. It's Saturday and I've gone through the stuff that she's gone through and think, oh yeah, this is gonna work. I can't imagine this close. And I understand the situation is different because she's married. It's not like dating.
Right.
But that's all more the reason to be like, let me untie myself before I have to now pay you alimony because you ain't got no damn money.
Oh my gosh. It's just so much. So now we can get to the conversation when they're packing and getting ready to leave and go back to Atlanta, because here we go again with Paige.
Wait, before you get in the big thing, this N-word this said, hey, are you gonna wear something that shows off your ass? I was like,
I missed that.
What? He was asking her what she gonna wear today, like to the airport.
Is that when she put the dress on?
Yes.
Oh,
I was just like, this is how we start the day off? Why do I have to show it to everyone? You can see it. You my husband. I gotta show it outside. That's all he into. Anywho, you can continue with the real stuff. I wrote that down.
I mean, actually, I was trying to pay attention. I missed that part at this scene, but they're packing, getting ready to go back to Atlanta, and they're having a conversation. And I think Paige is kind of at the point. Well, she asked the good questions here, right? So she's like, So do you still have feelings for this ex? What's going on? How you haven't really talked to me? How are we going to work this out? Things like that. And he basically admits that one, he's thought about one going back and raising a child with the ex. He acknowledged he still had feelings for her. I believe he said he may still love her because he did, right? Okay.
Have love for her. But out of all of those things, the fact that he's had conversations and told this girl this.
Listen, so that's my next point. So he's also talking about, we've been talking about how co-parenting is going to work and all this. I'm like, when did you have time to have all this conversation? When was this happening? You're on your honeymoon. The wife is pretty much there most of the time. So when were these conversations happening?
And not one conversation with her. And his response is, you didn't ask me. Straight face.
Yeah.
You didn't ask me nothing about that.
Yeah. You didn't talk to me.
And I was like, sir, this is what Eric was trying to tell you. This is the part of manning up. You need to bring your dog nasty behind up and tell her what your thoughts are. Have a discussion with her to see how she feels about it. And then you move forward, because that's your wife. Remember that speech when you said that she comes before anybody else, before the kid, before the ex, before everybody? That's what that actually means, because somebody told you that, but didn't explain to you what that meant on a third grade level.
Oh my gosh. This whole thing is just crazy. It's just a madness. And Paige, this is where I said Paige had another toe out the door, because she kind of was like, I can't do this. I'm done, and this is not gonna work. After I said toe, because it didn't take nothing at all for him to just pull her right back into this. Right back into
this means that I'm starting to grow spiritually, and
I'm spiritually attracted to you, is what he said.
Spiritually attracted to you now because you prayed for him.
And her smile, she just had the biggest smile from that. That's all he had to say.
I'm gonna go back to the beginning of this video.
I'm done.
Where are the experts to untangle this weave? This is the worst pairing. This needs to be like Michael and Mika. Mika was not here for the BS. Even though she tried, she was still not here for the BS. So she was just like, let me try a little something, and then call you out and be like, sir, no. Oh, now you crying. Okay, let me give you a little hug. But then tomorrow, nah, we ain't doing that. He needs that, because this whole, let me ask you a question, and then she gets mad, and then she says, okay, but we need to be on the same page, blah, 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 da, 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 da. And then he said, yeah, I'm attracted to you now. No. I don't know. I know she said she got friends, but I'm sure when you have friends, and this is some of the things that I can relate to, you don't always tell all the dirty details because you're embarrassed. You don't want everybody to know your business. Also, you might not want the other person to hate that person once you've recovered. So it's hard. When you have an expert, this is the counseling part of it, you can open up completely. You can share everything completely and not feel any kind of issue with it. And then you can actually get real good advice. So I don't think she's even getting the advice that she needs right now, because he just got her all over the place. So huge roller coaster. Just horrible.
Every week I was just like, how can it get worse? And it does.
It does. I was like, how you tell somebody that you love somebody else? And not that you love somebody like randomly. You were in love with her when you signed up for a show. You were in love with her when you went through the whole vetting process. You were in love with her when you went and picked out your suit. You were in love with her when you got married. You were in love with her when you hunched me 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. And you have the nerve to tell me that you in love with her now? And you having a baby with
got a
her?
baby. Yeah.
And you consider going back with her, and you already talked to her about all of these things? Sir, no.
Bye. Go handle your business. Bye.
No. I don't see any. How can you come out of that? I don't know what you be trying.
And that's the part I'm like, Paige is kind of like, oh, you know, marriage and the challenges that you're going to encounter. You have at least history with people, I think, when you get there that you can go back to and think of how you can persevere through things like that. There's no history here.
Nothing.
Like you're saying,
That's what I mean.
nothing.
Nothing to hold on to. Nothing like we had such good times.
Right.
This is something we can get back to. Nothing.
Nothing.
Every day is a new hit. Every day.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about the preview for next week? With something going on with somebody on a phone, Chris speeding off in a car.
Oh, yeah. I was like, is that Paige or is that the ex?
I thought that was the ex.
I was thinking
it didn't sound like Paige's voice.
It didn't, which is why I was like, "Ooh, who is that? Is that the ex?" So yeah, so something happened again. Every week, it just gets worse, more and more drama. Whew, child. Listen, y'all, if you don't watch the show, there's no need. Just keep coming back to our recaps. We're telling you everything you need to know. Don't waste your time. Go watch the hour and a half, 2 hour show, whatever it is. We're doing that for you and we giving you all the details. Now we sometimes miss some things because it's just that much to discuss. So if you are watching and there's something we maybe didn't mention, let us know. Comment in the comment section. It's just so much. It really is that much that we end up missing something. But
we got the major pieces.
Yeah, we definitely hit the major points. So be sure, go watch old videos, catch up if you're not interested and we've pulled you into this with us. And we have a playlist that we'll have at the end of the show that you can go and watch all the previous recaps. But be sure to subscribe, share, and like, and go to our page and hit the bell button so that you can get notification of videos as soon as they are released. So much going on. So we still got a whole season. Again, this is episode 6, day 6 of marriage. Yeah, we got a while to go. So it's not too late to come join us and come and talk with us about the situation. So be sure to like, subscribe again. And before we leave, we want to remind you to do what?
Protect your throne.
Paige, do you hear us? Protect your throne, girl. Okay, bye.